jokes. Dave is funny. We like jokes. We like jokes. Jokes are funny. I just also love jokes. It's funny. It's funny.
Netflix employees staged a walkout today to protest a Dave Chappelle comedy special containing a number of jokes aimed at transgender people.
Me? This guy's attacking me. Oh, shit. Hey, whoa. Get this guy. Yeah, he just shoved me into the thing.
Yeah, because you were choking somebody, you fucking idiot.
No, I'm holding my pole. I'm just here to say that jokes are funny, people.
Those protesting Netflix's decision to release it say it ridicules transgender people. They say this is part of harmful content that negatively impacts vulnerable communities and is unethical entertainment.
Man, it's America. We're having fun. A little bit of free speech, a little bit of comedy, right? That's what's important.
Who do you think's watching the Chappelle special? Oh, I'm so upset at the Chappelle special. You didn't even watch it. All the people who are mad at it did not watch it.
I've never sold more tickets in my life than when I was getting cancelled. It's great for business. I fucking love it. I can't wait to get cancelled again. It's wonderful.
But even like if you come out and you want to defend like a controversial person, you're like, I don't think Woody Allen did anything wrong. Well, they don't have an opportunity to yell at Woody Allen, but they can yell at you. Like you become Woody Allen.
Yes, you do.
Which is hilarious. Yeah, they go, well, I can't yell at Woody, but I can yell at this fat guy who likes his movies. The rules of identity make absolutely no sense. For instance, in the state of California, I can go to the DMV, request one form, and become a woman. I know this because I'm legally a woman in the state of California.
Because I remember going to a restaurant after I went to Anne Frank's house.
Because that's what you feel like doing after Anne Frank's house is eating. Like, geez, I'm hungry.
God, that made me hungry for some reason.
Like her stairs go all the way up. There's no break. I was imagining putting a slinky down her stairs the whole time. Like,
I hear him chat to the noise, move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the boys, man's so tough, but man's keep walking.
So, look, man, these protests are endlessly fascinating to me. And then, of course, I mean, being a comedian, I'm like, what, they're mad at Dave Chappelle? Well, I feel like somebody should show up from the comedy side of things to stand up for, I don't know, jokes.
Yeah.
And we talked about it. We're like, well, what do we put on our signs? I'm like, let's just make them as stupid as humanly possible.
Which was hard.
It was hard.
We went through a couple versions of them. Like, that's not dumb enough. And then we finally finished. We're like, is it too dumb?
What was some alternate signs? Did you have any like alternate signs?
What didn't make the cut?
Is there anything
Well,
that didn't
like
make
we started getting like too cerebral. Like, I support black comedy, blah, blah, blah. We're like, no, it's got to be dumber. It's got to be way dumber. And we just eventually arrived at we like jokes.
And we don't.
Dave is funny. Yeah.
I don't specifically support black comedy.
If we had just had a sign that said jokes, it probably would have worked, you know? But yeah, it was just like, we like Dave. Dave is good joke, funny, haha. Like, that was some of the stuff we were messing around with. But yeah, we basically settled on we like jokes, we like Dave. Dave is funny. And jokes are funny, which to me is the funniest one. Jokes are funny. What a meaningless statement.
I might play this your clip from the other day whilst we
feel free
while
to
you talk
put
over
some stuff up there.
If that's
what's crazy about it is they could have embraced the jokes are funny part.
Yeah,
They didn't need to take it as a counter protest.
That's the
No, Dick, you don't understand why they're there. Like you don't understand. They were so happy we were there because we justified their idea that they are the victim, that they are persecuted, that these horrible bigots are going to show up and chant about how much we like jokes.
And then they did.
And and then they get to break our stuff and shove us into rocks, which is wonderful.
And the dude who is the writer on the new Frasier reboot, which is in itself infuriating. And there you are, Dick, with the Davis.
Infuriating on Frasier. So many levels.
Look how happy you look with this sign here, Dick. You're just like, yeah, man, this is going to be the best day ever. So I'll try and find it. The gentleman wearing, he's got a big love heart, I think, or a flag on his, there you are. Look, you're already at today's Netflix walkout where trans lives matter. I like jokes. The dude who destroyed your sign, Vito, is this dude here. So he's a writer for Netflix. Is that correct?
This guy who is a comedy writer. I mean, he wrote for How I Met Your Mother. He wrote for Conan O'Brien. A comedy writer is now stepping on a sign that says jokes are funny. Like the irony is not even worth defining. It's
ridiculous.
It's just upsetting on so many levels. And there's an interview of him. I just put up a video, which is like my whole supercut of everything that went down. And there's an interview with him, and they're like, well, why are you out here today? And he's basically like, well, I get it. You know, like I'm a California liberal. We get it, right? But what I worry about is some of these people in more rural parts of the country, you know, who they're kind of like too dumb to understand what Dave is saying. So I think it would be better if Netflix would either censor it or just remove it entirely. And I'm like, what a fucking coastal elite attitude to be like, no, I get what Dave Chappelle's doing. But, you know, everyone else in the country is so dumb, all these stupid right-wing hicks, that we have to censor comedy because it's dangerous for them. It's like literally pure madness that's coming out of his mouth. The quote is like ridiculous. And this guy, Joe Cristalli, is out here breaking people's signs and yelling and trying to get us killed. Because after he breaks my sign, he tells me he yells to the crowd, he's got a weapon.
He's got a weapon.
That is the best. Is that have you got a t-shirt with that on it yet?
I do. Oh, no, I don't have a he's got a weapon shirt. I should have that.
You should absolutely have one of those.
Yeah, we have a couple shirts that we put out. I have a repent motherfucker shirt. I like that greatly.
Oh, old love here, right there. She is fucking insane. The repent motherfucker. Is this the new upload you were talking about?
Yeah, so this one I just put up.
The supercut?
Yeah, you can go to youtube.com/Vito, and this is just 20 minutes of all the insanity we face down. Well, this person uses they, them pronouns.
My apologies.
No shit. I don't know.
No
shit. Really? Yeah. I just watching this, and I understand that, you know, you're currently commenting on what happened to you, and I understand the inception there, and it's a bit fucking weird, but to really get an understanding of how insane these people are and how mad they are, like none of these people have watched the special, and if they have, they've sat there with their arms crossed the entire time. You're running around trying to get behind people, and there's another part where you're trying to, I believe it was a football analogy, trying to break around and sort of pivot around.
Blocking you and
this one lady,
so this one lady, with anybody.
The lady
There's
who
the Pope.
There's the what?
See her? The Pope of trans people. Did you see her in the background?
I don't.
The one with the crazy hat,
the white
who's
turban,
actually secretly racist.
Yeah.
Oh, what? And she hates. Is it
Asian people for some reason? Just hates them. She's like, we're just out here, you know. She was the one who organized the rally. She's like, we're just here because we have so much love in our hearts for all people. And you look at her Twitter, and it's like, this slanty-eyed motherfucker in front of me. And you're like, Jesus fucking Christ, lady, what? Like,
that
legitimately super racist. Like, and only against Asian people for no reason. Yeah. And I was like, this stupid Chinese guy in front of me at the store. I'm like, I don't want to hear about it. Supposedly peacemaker translating. What the hell? Jesus Christ.
We were watching I watched this morning over my coffee the video that Vito you posted this morning.
Wonderful.
And go and check out Vito's channel, of course, but to get a really in-depth look at this. But crazy to see your reaction throughout the piece, but also crazy to see your reaction when you started getting sent news articles like half an hour after you were there. Like these journalists, so to speak, are churning this shit out at astronomical speeds. Like no one works that fast. They got it out like instantaneously. Ridiculous. It was crazy.
Yeah, and they had the spin ready to go immediately. They're like, he was pushing people and yelling, and I'm like, whoa, man, I just left. We had a good time. We didn't do nothing to nobody.
They got to have that written in advance, right? Like
I guess so.
Oh, yeah, surely.
In case like Trump shows up, they got a version for that in case somebody gets killed.
Thank you for sending these over too, by the way. Thank you very much for sending these over. This is fucking sick.
That's beautiful.
We love
it. Man, that is a piece
That's hate speech, by the way. I want the cops come by and see that.
Mate,
crazy stuff.
I have been accused throughout my YouTubing career as a hate speech advocate.
Rightly so.
And yeah, I'm a pig. I get it. But people, they come at you hard and they're mad, particularly on Twitter. Twitter's a whole new, it is the most extreme example of just hatred and vitriol and just
mentally ill people
fucking
getting
mental
after
cunt. It's mad. Like
it's
they
kind
are
of a great
filthy.
social experiment. The idea of like, what if everybody in the world could scream at each other?
I know.
Like celebrities and just morons and psychopaths.
Like,
oh, this is actually great. But I don't know why anyone takes it seriously. Like it's a game.
You can't. I had this moment where in my stand-up career, I had a special that was on Amazon, and it had a point in it where I made a joke about the Christchurch massacre, and I had on my Instagram, I had 60,000 DMs, all like just absolutely filthy at me. I'm gonna rape your daughter. I'm gonna skin your dog. All this shit. And I was like, man, come on. Like, I'm just fucking around. This isn't real life. This is pretend. This is silly, you know? But
guys, I didn't shoot anybody.
No.
You know that, right? Like, I'm never going to shoot anybody.
You should be mad at him. You should be mad at the guy that shot everyone.
That is
I would
it.
say stop. If I was there, I would say, hey, stop, man. Knock it off.
Well, Twitter kind of gives people a stand-in, though. Like, you having an opinion on another person. Like, they can't yell at that person. Obviously, they can't yell at him because he's dead. But even like if you come out and you want to defend like a controversial person, you're like, I don't think Woody Allen did anything wrong. Well, they don't have an opportunity to yell at Woody Allen, but they can yell at you. Like you become Woody Allen.
Yes, you do.
Which is hilarious. Yeah, they go, well, I can't yell at Woody, but I can yell at this fat guy who likes his movies. And that's all Twitter is these like proxy fights on behalf of other people. It's so bizarre. I love it though. Like that's I think the other yeah, on Twitter, you have to just go with it, man. Like anytime I get ratioed and I have like 1,000 people mad at me, I'm like, oh, this is the best day. I'm so glad that I could just go on Twitter, post like not like the stupidest thing in the world, and thousands of people go, That's what we're experiencing with this Netflix thing, man. Is like they're trying to appease an audience that does not care. Like, who do you think's watching the Chappelle special? Oh, I'm so upset at the Chappelle special. You didn't even watch it. All the people who are mad at it did not watch it.
They also like getting like they're enjoying the Chappelle special in their own way. Like Netflix should be saying like
complain about.
Exactly. Like they love that. They like you could just have the worst. You could play Blazing Saddles all day, 24 hours a day, and it would be like Christmas to them.
I'll be honest, like the special itself, like people who watched it, it wasn't that offensive. Like there are far more offensive specials out there that are even on Netflix. And if these people took the time to actually, consume that type of humor, you start to become desensitized to it. You understand it's only jokes. It's just pretend. It's just silly. It's just fucking around like you would with your mates. But then you understand that these people are often very lonely people and would never have that conversation with their friends. You can only imagine the things they talk about, the clicking instead of clapping, that type of shit. It's terrifying. It's terrifying the lives they lead. It scares me greatly.
They talk about how offended they are. Like they talk about someone who was being a bitch to them at work. Like all they're doing is complaining about every person they run into all day.
It's hard. It's weird that like there's so many rules about what you can joke about publicly, but everybody in private is saying the most fucked up, crazy shit. Like why do we have to pretend? Like this isn't like network like I guess everybody thinks that like it's gonna be on TV or whatever, but I'm like, nah, man, it's the internet. Like it's just you fucking around with your friends. I don't know, man. It's weird.
It's so weird. Does everybody think like everybody is just really like I don't know, like because I know like anyone that I speak to has these kind of fucking ridiculous, depraved, like over a couple of beers, like you just say the most fucking ridiculous stuff.
Oh yeah, and
everyone I know does it. It's like why can't we just do it?
Well, my
whenever my cats start causing trouble, I just start throwing racial slurs at them.
Yeah.
Like
just start lynching them. Yeah, no, I hear you.
Wop. Come on, you. I can say that I'm Italian. But you can't admit it for some reason.
I don't know.
So Dick, you get
every once around, you're like driving around, and you just kind of like, I'm gonna say the N-word right now just because I can, and no one can stop me, and no one will ever know but me. Not in a racist way, just in a, like I know I'm not supposed to.
Of course, you wouldn't think that at some point, like Batman's standing over Gotham City, just pondering, and I'm sure at one point he would drop the N-word. As he's up there by himself, just drops it.
Christian Bale's Batman definitely would have.
Yeah, with that big, deep, raspy voice.
Yeah. I'm like, just cancel me fully at this point. Like I'm gonna go hog wild at this point. I want to stop worrying about the mob because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what line you toe or how, PC you try to be. They will find anything to destroy you. So I'm like, you know what? I have a Patreon. I have a YouTube channel. I'm able to make money independently. They haven't figured out how to cancel me there yet. So I'm just gonna let loose a little bit at this point because I'm done with it. It's insane. The idea that I'm gonna get canceled because I went out to support Dave Chappelle. People are going, "Oh, this horrible transphobic guy showed up to support the greatest black comedian of all time." Yeah, well, fuck you. Cancel me then. I'm so sick of this shit. But I'm losing my mind.
It's good.
This is what people are worried about when they say don't associate with me. That this will happen. Exactly what you're describing. You'll be black.
No, but this was happening to me before I hooked up with you. See, Dick has already been canceled
platonically.
I'm like half canceled, but I'm gonna go full canceled. I want to make it happen.
Go the whole hog.
Like people see cancelled as being this horrible thing. It is so good for your career.
Liberating.
It liberates you. It gets more people interested in you, and you'll get so many people who hate you, like tweeting at you, message you on Instagram, whatever. You get all, but there's so many more people that are silent about how much they support you because they're not going to message you. Most people aren't going to message you and say, "Hey, Vito, good work. Good sign, well done, good handwriting." Like no one really wants to say that. You get millions of people angry at you, but most people are just sitting back going, "Huh, nice, well
Legend.
done." Yeah.
Hey, what's great is when you get these direct messages from people like game developers, actors, even had like some transgender porn stars come to me and they go, "Hey man, that was fucking hilarious. Awesome. Thank you for having a sense of humor. Not all of us are humorless psychopaths." And you're like, yeah, there is, what do they call it? The silent majority.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that this rhetoric is too far, but they don't know what to do about it because they're like, well, I don't want to rock the boat. I see what happens when anybody does it. Everybody yells at them on Twitter. Blah, blah. I'm used to getting yelled at on Twitter. Like I've gotten used to it, but I understand for a lot of people, that's a very shocking experience to have thousands of people telling you you're a horrible bigot.
Yeah.
But we do have to get to the point where I want to, we gotta just be loud. I think people are being louder. People aren't just coming out and saying, "Nah, we've gone too far. We've gone too far. We're not going to cancel Dave Chappelle. We're not going to cancel J.K. Rowling. Will you guys shut the fuck up and just have some fun for once in your lives?" And I'm hoping everybody out there is, get on that train.
And it is. There are hoops to jump through. We went for funding a couple of years ago for a documentary series we wanted to do with Screen Australia. And we had to make sure that we had a number of, I think it was 50-50 male, female producers, directors, people behind the scenes. Wow. We had to have Indigenous
check under the. Did they do like
this
a
is the thing
check, or?
We had, but we already had like 3 or 4 women involved. One of the producers was a woman, and my partner was in it. She's a woman. I fucking hope. And we had, she has a mad cock, huge veiny cock. Nice. It's beautiful. It really hits my epiglottis with force and veracity. You had to have at least 25% Indigenous people involved. You had to have, there had to be a gay person or an LGBTQ plus person.
Just one.
Just one.
What I want to know with those rules,
which is unfair.
How do they know? Like you can just say, "Well, I'm gay."
Well, our cameraman was gay. He was already gay. But how gay? Is he gay enough?
They have to watch you kiss a dude.
He's white gay.
Yeah.
Hey, is that dick? Does you like that dick in there?
Yeah.
You suck it? Will you suck that dick? Or you get the fucking money?
Then they sign you off. Yeah.
And it was weird. And we got pushed back, and the show they ended up going with was fucking atrocious. But it marked all the... It ticked all the boxes.
The rules of identity make absolutely no sense. For instance, in the state of California, I can go to the DMV, request one form, and become a woman. I know this because I'm legally a woman in the state of California. So if you ever need help meeting your diversity quota, you can hire me, and I will help fulfill your official female recommendation or whatever it is. That's how stupid the rules are. We just had a law passed that says all corporate boards in California are going to have an exact diversity split. What you're talking about, it's going to have to be like 25% gay people. And I'm like, so why doesn't the guy in charge of companies go, "Well, I'm bisexual"? And they're like, "Well, you've only ever slept with women." Yeah, but I think about dicks sometimes. So, what are you going to do? You can't. There's no test to determine who's gay. There's no like rule as to what qualifies. So trying to say that you have to have X number of what? Do they have to be out and proud? Do they have to wear rainbow pants to work? Like, how do you know who's what? Why can't you just let people do their fucking job? It drives me up a fucking wall.
Should it be
as
how
a woman,
long?
as a proud transgender comedian?
Should it
very upset about all of this?
Should it be how long you can watch meat spin without closing the browser?
Yeah.
I think that's the focus. If you get to 10 seconds,
That's
you
the
are
acid test.
The acid test, yeah. If you get to 10 seconds, you're completely diverse and you can be on any panel, any board, anywhere in the world. I think that's
it.
fair.
That's good.
I hear him chat to the noise, move too quick, can't